Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We'll begin today's session. So here, you're given two gears, A and B, with red arrows as shown. Gear A rotates in clockwise direction, which is seen here by the arrow. And gear B, if you can see by the arrow, it rotates in anti-clockwise direction. We have to find how many complete rotations does gear B will have to make for the red arrows to meet. In order for these two red arrows to meet, how many complete rotation does gear B have to make is what you have to find. Okay. So this is how the rotation will work. What you see here in the first position here is the original place. Now here, if I assume that, okay, we have to just count gear B's rotation, right? So here, irrespective, gear B rotates one complete rotation. Its position will look exactly how we are able to see it here. Gear B will stay as it is because the position of the red mark of the red arrow will stay as it is if gear B is making one complete rotation. And then the position of gear A will change because gear B has 8 spokes. I mean, these are all the spokes if I talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one. It has 8 spokes versus gear A has 11 spokes. So what we'll do is we'll count the rotations of B and then we'll check how A rotates and where does the arrow shifts after, where does the red arrow point of B in gear A. So after one rotation, this is after one rotation, this red arrow will stay as it is because it has completed one rotation. Gear A for gear A, the spokes, because B has 8 spokes, so we'll count 8 positions like this. And then we know that this red arrow will meet this part, this spoke here, because that's the 8th one. The purple is where you see the red arrow will meet after first rotation. This is after first rotation. After second rotation, it will come here. After third rotation, it will come here. Fourth rotation, this is the fourth rotation, it will come here. After the fifth rotation, this is the fifth rotation, it will come here. After the sixth rotation, this is sixth rotation, it will come here. After the seventh rotation, it will come here. After the 8th rotation, it will come here. After the 9th rotation, it will come here. And in the 10th rotation, this is the 10th rotation. In the 10th rotation is where this red arrow will meet this red arrow, which means it will take 10 complete rotations for gear B in order to rotate for the two red arrows to meet each other. Okay, we'll move to the next one. You're given here a diagram. You have to identify how many cobras are there in this menacing group. Okay, you're given a large number of cobras. We have to find the total number of cobras that are there. So these are all the total cobras, which comes up to a total of 39 cobras. So it's a total of 39 cobras that are there in this group. Okay, we'll move to the next one. You're given here two images. You have to count the number of differences that are there in both the images. All right. So these are all the 15 differences that are there. The fold here is missing, and the vase, the planter ka shade gradation is missing. The leaf ka outline is there versus yahan pe nahi hai. There's a darker part here versus there's no black part here. The frame is thicker here, यहाँ पे frame कम है. यहाँ पे आपका जो mountain वाला part है वो थोड़ा बड़ा है यहाँ पे छोटा है. The bulge is missing, the curvature is missing here, यहाँ पे है, यहाँ पे नहीं है, यहाँ पे है. There's a fold here which is missing, which is not there. The frame here is missing, यहाँ पे. The collar part is wrong. The phone number, telephone is colored differently. There's a trash here, there's no trash here. The file is colored and the shoe is colored. And of course, we are missing the earring also, which is not there here. That makes a total of 15 differences. Okay, we'll move to the next one. If this PAHE with some dice number is WING and this is equal, then what does this will equal to? Okay. Here, if you try to find the correlationship that is there, if it is a 4-letter word, here also it's a 4-letter word. यहाँ पे भी 4 letter है, यहाँ पे भी 4 letter, which means there's some correlationship between the letters that are given. P से आप 7 ऐड करते हो तो you get W. 7 आपका यहाँ पे आ जाता है. A से आप अगर 8 ऐड करते हो then you get I, तो वो भी मैच हो रहा है. H plus 6 is of course N and E plus 2 is G. So that way it matches. Even in the next part, C plus 5 is H, that matches. And if I just randomly pick up A plus 11 will be L, even that works. So Q plus 2 will be S. A plus 8 we already know earlier, it's I. E plus 2 is G. E plus 2 letters, what I mean is that. And F plus 2 letters is H. So the letter that I'm looking for is Psi, S-I-G-H. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Figure 1 is an image composed of partial circles. Some cuts in the circles form the corners of the triangles. How many total number of triangles? What is the total number of triangles whose 3 corners are formed by 3 circles? Okay, so these are all the 10 triangles that are there. Which are formed by this kind of a combination. All right, we'll move to the next one. Which of the figure or figures below is or are identical to the one in the box? We are given here a box. We have to identify which of the figure or figures are identical to this box. Okay, one or more option is possible. So these are all the differences that are there, and we find that there is only one figure which is exactly identical to the one in the box. With case of option A, the error is in this star. With case of option B, again, the error is in that same star. With, not that one, this star. With case of option C, the error that is there is in this star. With case of option D, the error is in this star. With case of option E, the error is in this star. All right, making F the only one that is identical to the one that we see in the question mark. We'll move to the next one. There are 2 discs, one with numbers and the other with 3 cutouts as shown in the figure and are overlapped as shown in figure 2. For every second, the number disc rotates 2 numbers in anti-clockwise direction and the cutout disc rotates one number in clockwise direction. If the arrangement at 0 second is shown in the figure 2, what will be the number inside the pentagon cutout at 5 seconds? Okay. In this case, first we'll try to locate where exactly will the pentagonal cutout happen or land after 5 seconds. We know the cutout disk is rotating clockwise in by one number. So the pentagon cutout from this position, 8 यहाँ पे है, वहां से it will reach 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the pentagon, I have found that the pentagon cutout will actually happen here. Okay, this is where the pentagon cutout happens. Now in the next part, if you observe, we'll try to look at the number cutout. How will they move? Now I will first try for what is the situation in the first second for the pentagon cutout only. This is its original position. यहाँ पे. So here the pentagon cutout in the 0 second is here. In the next 1 second, the pentagon cutout happens here. Okay, this is 1 second. So the pentagon cutout will position here itself after 1 second. After that same time, we also know that the number disk is rotating anti-clockwise by 2 numbers. So the number, it will rotate anti-clockwise. So the 2 by 2 position, which letter will come here after 2 position is 1 and 2, which means number 1. After 1 second, when the pentagon cutout comes here, 1 will come in this position. So the shift that we see from 0th position to 1 second is of 3 position. So what we see is after 1 second, After 1 second, the letters shift by 3 positions. Hence, after 1 second, the number 1 will be in the cutout position, okay? So, what we know is the letters are shifting by 3 seconds. By 3 positions after every second. So, 1 second is equal to 3 positions. So, 5 seconds will be equal to 15 positions. Okay. What we also know, there are total 10 numbers. So, from those 10 numbers, also we have to find कि यहाँ पे कौन सा position आएगा. So, यहाँ पे we'll start from there itself because we are interested in this position. So, here it was 3 earlier. After 10 seconds, one circle will be done and we'll reach back here after 10 positions. So, because there are 10 numbers, that's why. So, after that, 1, 2, so 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. So 15th position यहाँ पे आ रहा है 8 में, which means यहाँ पे 8 number आएगा in the pentagonal cutout after 8 seconds. The answer is 8. Okay, we'll move to the next one. An image strip is cut into 4 parts. Identify the correct sequence that will complete the image correctly. So this is how the image can be stitched together and we find the complete image. So the correct answer is RPSQ, which is seen in option D, which is the correct answer. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which of the visual elements either are a part of the design as shown below? The elements can be rotated or scaled. Okay, so option A. Let's look at option A. Where do we find option A happening? Option A happens here. I'm just writing A here. Okay. Option B, which is this one, happens here, which is one part. This is B. Option C happens here. Let me draw one part. This is C. And option D happens here. This is option D. So all the options A, B, C, and D, all 3 are correct and they are a part of the print that the design that is shown here. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Which of the figure can be drawn neither lifting the pen nor redrawing a line? Which of the figure can be drawn neither lifting a pen nor redrawing the line? So we'll start with option A. Option A works, not a problem. We move around like this. Whatever, the curvature is there. And then we are actually shifting from one form to another form because it is actually formed by one loop. So yes, A works. Now you can trace it completely also, or you can get that idea. So here, ye pura ghum ke I will reach here. And yeah, it also can be traced out. So A works, not a problem. Option B. Option B, if we start from here, and then we are actually trying to move from one form to another. It's again a looped configuration, which works, not a problem. So B also works. Then we move to option C. Option C does not work because इसमें आप पूरा घूम लेते हो. Like you can rotate it out like this, the way I'm showing you. but you won't be able to configure this part. D also works, not a problem. You can start from here and then you can try working out that loop, and then you will be able to shift from one form to another, which without any issue. So D also works. So answer is A, B, and D. Except for 3, all 3 are correct. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Shown below is a design pattern. Which of the given option can be used as a block to print this given pattern? Okay, one or more option is possible here. So these are all the places which can be traced. Pattern A, option A में जो दिया है, if you look at the original pattern here, it is actually continuous. It is repetitive very easily, which means if I'm for each curvature, if I'm able to find the starting and the ending point to be same and the pattern keeps on repeating, the curvature I'm able to get is smooth and it keeps on repeating without any issue. जैसे यहाँ पे भी हो रहा है, यहाँ पे भी हो रहा है और यहाँ पे भी हो रहा है. If I check for each curve, it works, not a problem. Which means all I have to find is where do I find this particular part which is easy and seamless to repeat. So option A wala jo pattern hai can be seen here. And yes, by repeating it thoroughly, I can get that. Option B, also I can see that form here, which means the same way I can repeat it and get it. Option C that I find is here, which means I have to rotate it, I have to print it at an angle and it works. And option D wala jo hai, I can find it here, which is ulta. ये नीचे वाला जो पार्ट है वो यहाँ ऊपर दिया गया है and it can be rotated but it can be printed completely sleeve to create that pattern. So all the options here A, B, C and D, all 3 are correct here. Okay, with this I will end today's session. Thank you so much for your time.